Alright, hello everybody. How many people have we got in here today? I'm just going to do this as a no camera chill out stream, which is a little bit weird when feels weird not to be on the camera. It's just me talking. But I think it'll work. So basically, yeah, I mean, I do these kind of Sunday night checking the chart things often anyway, just to prep for the week ahead, to see where things are at, to see what price action's been going on over the weekend, and just to give myself a little bit less work to do in the morning, so it's not all so full on in the morning. So hopefully, depending on whether, like, what weeks I'm free, whether I'm super busy on a Sunday evening, I want to do these a little bit more regularly. Just these like little chill out, charty type of streams, a little bit less hype and a little bit more just general look over the market, do some theory stuff, talk about different ways to chart stuff, hopefully share some good old alpha with you guys. And yeah, take it from there really. So as always, you guys can lead with any questions that you have. Happy to answer any questions you may have. Happy to look at any charts that you may want to take a look at. But I'm just going to start off with Bitcoin here, and then yeah, see what else we want to take a look at. So who do we have? We got Kalechi, welcome. Susie Vinikimi, great fun about it. Welcome guys. I hope you had a good weekend. How was your weekend? What did everyone get up to at the weekend? It's been like, the weather here has been amazing. It's been so nice. Like it's been such a long winter here. And yeah, it's just been nice and chill. So I've had a nice chilled weekend and I'm feeling super chill. So it's going to be a good little stream. I like chill streams. They're good. They're good. Kalechi went to watch a basketball game. Nice. Are you based in the US? Because it's coming into like end of the season there, isn't it? It's going to be, is it playoffs yet or is it playoffs soon? Because I remember last time I was in, this time last year I was in Miami, and that's when they won the league. And I was going to go and see them in the final. I was going to go, or whatever it was. Yeah, because there's like 8 games, isn't it, that they play as like the playoffs or the final or whatever. So are they in the playoffs? I don't know. I don't know anything about basketball. Zwift Ace, Luke, you're not drunk, so it will be boring. Unfortunately not. I mean, it's very rare that I have a drink on stream these days. Anyway, so yeah. Which platform do you use to look at order flow? Well, the great thing about it is you can do all of that on TradingView now. So I don't know if you guys are aware, but we got Footprint on here now. So I need to change the tick size, obviously. That's still too much. 5 tick. I mean, you can just go on auto, but you can look at order flow. See, on TradingView. So you don't really need to use anything else anymore. It's a bit like it's a little bit laggy, and I'm still figuring out the best settings for it and everything. But yeah, for those of you who are not aware, we have full order flow data now on TradingView, which is kind of cool. So I'm using that more so for TPO. So I know TPO technically not order flow, but using the TPO chart a lot here on TradingView, and using the footprint as well. Like I'm not using exo charts anymore. It's just too buggy. It takes too long to load stuff. And then when it comes to like general order flow, looking at things a little bit on other time frames and so on. If I just load this up, I don't really have this window open. Oh my god, look, it's my face. Look, I haven't. Hi. Hello, everyone. Let me just open this. There we go. AgriTrade's really good for order flow still. And and CoinGlass, Velo Data. There's a ton of stuff, but I like the web-based stuff now and the TradingView stuff. Show my face. Oh my god, what am I doing? There we go. Right, we're back to the normal chart again. Let's just switch it back on to a normal candlestick chart and we'll take a look. Kelechi, I live in London. It was a local game. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Is it any good here? I can't imagine like people are that good. I don't know. Husky XBT in the house. Welcome. Welcome, Husky. Good to see you here. We should do, Husky, if you like, we should do a stream together sometime. It would be really cool. Because I know you're doing streaming now. That would be fun. GG's for calling the short trade on Twitter a few days back. I literally watched it go down in disbelief, wishing I got in. Hey, I'm wishing I held it. Look at the state of that. Like, closed my short. It hit like full take profit. And then as soon as I closed it, just poof. And yeah, the ass fell out of everything. So that was fun. I could have actually made some money on that short position, but I didn't. Well, I did make a little bit, but it wasn't very much because I closed it way too early and it was only a small size anyway. But yeah, this was one of those things like we couldn't really, it was a hard one to call. Like, yes, okay, we had the short there and there was imbalance below and yeah, maybe we could be looking at this, but the move that happened on Friday, it was one of those few occasions where I'd say like actually maybe news led the chart somewhat, because it was like to say it was a shock, this was probably some of the worst news I've ever seen, or some of the most surprising data for a red folder data that I'd seen in a long time. Like how much consumer sentiment missed by, and it wasn't just Bitcoin, it was like literally everything. Nasdaq, ES just went bang and just like completely crashed. You say it was a low impact news event, but it is red folder and it missed by like a mile. Like they're expecting consumer sentiment to be like what, 76, it came in at like 60 something, which just showed that people are really not very confident in Bidenomics right now. So yeah, the market was not impressed. However, okay, I guess we can say the chart still, it was, yeah, everything was there, because there was the short trade. We did manage to catch the short trade, took profit back at the POC, and then you rejected a daily open, and then it just crashed from there. And really, it hadn't really built any support on the way up. So yeah, one of those. I'm surprised it, like, because there was also the MPOC that it left behind. So when we were, I'm going to use this a little bit more and just show you on here. So we had the NPOC, price moved up. You had the open outside of previous day value area. So then essentially, because you just built up all of this, like, where was the next point in which it was even going to attempt to get some support? As soon as you started to get back, like caught back within this, and you reject off daily open, then yeah, there wasn't really any support that had been built at all. And then you trade through the POC, double distribution on the day. And yeah, just a bit of a collapse, really. So we'll see what happens this week. And yeah, I'm pretty neutral, so that's why I wanted to come onto the charts and just have a look at things, really, because if we're actually looking at levels, we're like right in that like halfway thing of I wanted to see the shallow retrace, and when we had the move down that was on Tuesday, Wednesday of last week, I was kind of okay with that. There was a really strong reaction from the lows that we had at the beginning of the month when we had that big crash in May. You had a decent reaction off of that. You clearly, like, deviation at the lows here. Really nice move back into the range. And what I didn't really want to see, like, I wanted to see a shallow retrace. So often I talk about like the whole thing of when you're looking at retraces after a move like this, when there's just been like a real extreme move, you don't want to be having a deep retrace, but that is what we've got. So yeah, I'm in two minds here whether this is going to hold, or whether we've got to be looking at some more downside. If we are going further down, there are a couple of POCs that we could be looking at lower, but I think at this stage, if we're losing monthly open again, if we're getting high time frame closes below monthly open, we're going to be going and taking out those 56,500 lows. But there are MPOCs down here, so we can, like, okay, maybe little scalp trades from 59,350, maybe a little scalp trade from like 57,650, those kind of areas. There's high time frame levels down there as well, and then it fills all the single prints, the whole gap that we've got there on the 4 hour. So we'll see how it goes, but like, if we were going to go higher, I kind of wanted this level to hold. So yeah, not looking great. And then today we've just had the typical like weekend Sunday pump short opportunity, basically. So yeah, like liquidity at the highs, price came up, typical Sunday. You get a move above this again here. This is quite a tip, like you just see this at the weekend when you just have this Sunday move up, gets retraced, and now I haven't taken a trade today, but I think at the very least you'd be expecting some stops to be run as we go into the new week. We've got like some nice lows down here where you had this nice little rounded off bottom that was before the move, so I would certainly be looking at those lows to be swept, and then come back into just this little pathetic range that we've got going on here, and then we'll see if these lows can hold down here and how things get on throughout as we go into Monday. If there's a decent move up, then we can find that this ends up just barting back because it was one of those weird moves. So yeah, I'm super neutral as we go into this week, and just slightly bearish for now. But yeah, what else is here? Trump's gonna make crypto great. Is he really? I think he's probably just wants votes, right? I don't know if he's gonna make crypto great. He just wants votes. Time will tell. He'll do when he's in power, if he gets in power, he'll do whatever suits him when it comes to crypto. So once he's got the votes and he's in, then yeah. I guess if anyone's looking for a trade, like if there's a move that takes out these highs, let's say like on daily open, or maybe when CME opens, it's not a great risk to reward, but I'd be shocked after seeing this like Sunday manipulation deviation type of thing to see these lows not taken, and that would just be a TP1. So you could get like a little something like this that you're just targeting liquidity. Could be interesting. Yeah, if it comes back up here, that could be a nice short. You'd have to use these Sunday highs as your invalidation. Manuel, that's all in. It's all in the T's and C's on Woo. They're taking care of that in house. I think it's the 14th. I think it's the 14th when they're going to contact the winners. But it's in the terms and conditions. So yeah, maybe a couple of days. Griff, signed up to Top Step to dip my toes into ES and NQ. Been loving it so far. Yeah, it's really nice. I like Top Step just for trading the Nasdaq. Yeah, it's been good. And Nasdaq's been trading really well recently. So that's quite nice. When Bitcoin and when crypto is boring like it is, then it's nice to just be able to go onto the CME contracts and trade legacy markets as well. So day trading NQ's been lovely, and Top Step's really good because it's just super simple. Like not too many rules, not too many things that are going to trip you up. So if anyone is like dabbling in legacy markets, then Top Step's a good place to start because it's cheap for a start, like $19 for a 50k account. You have to pay like a fee if you pass, but if you're just learning and you want like really cheap evaluation accounts, then Top Step's a really good way to go about it, and it's doesn't have weird rules. I got a Bright Funded account today. Because I was like, okay, I might start trading prop on crypto as well, and I was looking into Bright Funded and into Breakout, and yeah, I went for a Bright Funded account. I'd done one before and never used it, and then it expired, and I just wasted my money. But I thought, okay, I'm going to try this properly. So I took one trade today, which was actually a long, because I was like, oh, you know what, I'm just going to test out the lot sizes and everything, and just like blindly go long, and have this here. But I went in with like 0.1 BTC and made like $30. Yay. But I'm going to be doing a bit more of that as well. Yeah, anything more to say on Bitcoin? I always feel like I'm just repeating the same old thing. So we had the big move down. We held the yearly anchored VWAP, the yearly VWAP. Decent recovery. Now holding monthly open, having corrected the majority of the impulse up. Just about holding within value area low. And then if this can continue to hold, we've got CPI this week, we've got PPI this week, we've got a ton of like big news, we've got earnings as well. So it's likely going to be choppy still around here for a few days. But yeah, I'm still thinking that this can get a decent move up. Like crypto's, it's just such a wasteland at the moment. Like the sentiment's just completely wrecked, and it feels like that low did everything it needs to do in order to shake everybody out. But I'll do a bit more of this when it comes to my morning update and everything. Vasil, bottom on Tuesday on CPI data. Yeah. So yeah, we've got... let me have a look at this. Let's reload. Forex factory. Actually, I can just use this, can't I? Oh no, it won't be next week. Next week. Can you do next week? Nah. Meh. So next week we have nothing tomorrow. Tuesday is PPI before New York Open, and then there's Powell speaking at just after New York Open. Then on Wednesday we got CPI and retail sales. Thursday unemployment claims as always. Friday nothing. So based off the data in last month's PPI increasing, we might see CPI coming hot again. The producer always passes the price on to the consumer. Yeah. So it's expected to come in a little bit higher than previously. But then, yeah, CPI here, yeah. I saw something interesting on, so basically with PPI and CPI, it's like a basket of goods and services, essentially, that they take into consideration to get inflation. But there was something funny. They like, I think this month they've taken out coffee, apparently. I just saw a tweet about this. I don't know if it's true. Maybe someone can verify or have a look. But I think they've taken out coffee from the CPI and PPI data because coffee, in the space of 1 month, has seen a 30% increase in price. Apparently. Again, I haven't verified this. I just saw a tweet. But yeah, apparently it has had a 30% increase in price. So in order to stop the inflation reading from being too much, they're just like, yeah, we're not gonna include coffee. I think they did it with cocoa a while back, didn't they, as well? They're like, yeah, okay, cocoa's in a massive bull run. So we're not gonna include chocolate products either. And we're just going to include shit that's not actually moving. So it's just it's a load of nonsense. Candles don't lie. Here we go. Took previous day high and coming for the low. Yep. These colors have changed on Coinbase. Yellow never used to be a color. Look, that's less orange. There you go. Look, didn't even get the trade. But you could have that would have been such an easy short. It's just okay, cool. Yeah, we've taken out Sunday pump. Come down, run these stops before we start the week. Where's our POC of this range? Oh, look at that. Look at that. So there we go. Are we at the POC on Coinbase? Yup. 60,900 is the new 69K. I mean, you could do a little scalp long here. But it's opening a position at the POC is risky business. Not something you want to be doing. But, I mean, we're at range POC. We've ran the stops. And we're in that little golden pockety zone. I still think this could drop a little bit lower. It's, yeah, typical weekend price action. Should we have a look at some altcoins? The volume's kind of nice. Oh, is this... CME just opened? No. That's not yet. That is in 30 minutes. What's ICP and near looking like? Luke talking and BTC is dumping. We're used to that by now, right? It's like every time I draw a short position on the chart and don't take the trade, it dumps. And if I was to take the trade, it would just hang out there and do nothing. So it's only dumping because I didn't trade it. And it's the same as what happened the other day. It's like, okay, cool. As soon as Luke closes his short position, we're just going to dump and prevent him from making money. It always happens with shorts. I'm so shit at holding short positions or at like taking them aggressively. I'm okay with longs, but this isn't the kind of market where you want to be aggressively taking longs. You want to be patient on longs and a bit more aggressive with shorts. And it's just, I just don't have the same edge. I close them too early and it happens all the time. And then I'm just like, ah! It's a psychological thing because I do a lot of spot trading. I'm just naturally more like wired for longs, and shorts are scary because I do more spot. Unless it's the NASDAQ, in which case I only trade futures, so then I'm fine. Like I'm absolutely fine trading legacy markets. It just, when it comes to crypto and Bitcoin, I just, yeah, not very good at shorts. My win rate is nowhere near the same as with longs. Having spoken about some longs though, got a nice, this was another one, just about survived the Friday dump. So I was looking at Portal, and Portal was actually a real nice consolidation here, and I was looking for this to pop up and take out these highs. So run these stops, and then everything dumped. But luckily, didn't come down to invalidation, nothing bad, and yeah, hit that take profit today. So for those who are in the crew, we got our lovely, let me post it. We got our lovely take profit today. So there we go. We got our take profit. Everyone was alerted in the crew. So money was made, even though it's a Sunday. And I was looking at alt layer as well. Interested in alt layer. More so if it runs these lows. So let me go on here. I'd quite like to catch a trade on this, or at least spot. I don't know if we run these lows or if this just frustrates the hell out of everyone and just reverses. But yeah, let's have a look at ICP. And if anyone else has any other alts that they'd like to look at, then we can do that. ICP does not look good. This is a very old chart. ICP on the verge of a breakout from what I heard. I wouldn't say it's on the verge of a breakout. It looks like it's on the verge of a breakdown. But not a breakout, not a breakup. I could be wrong. Like if you see a bit of strength here, this could, like these things can change really, really quickly, and the market's super, super, super choppy at the moment. So, there's your range. So this isn't very good. This is not what you want to see. This is not strength. So essentially, you can see the range that's been formed here, and yes, okay, it's making higher highs and higher lows still, and you're like, okay, you can draw some kind of channel on it. You can make it look like this. You could go bing, something like that, and okay, yeah, look, we're sloping up, or look, we're holding this trend line. But when you look at value, and when you look at where this is at, okay, so if you go, something I always like to do if there's to figure out whether something is still strong and whether something still has that momentum, look at where the impulse was that brought you into this range, anchor VWAP from there, and see how it's getting on with that. So you can see it's been acting as support. Yeah, you run below it a few times, but then it bounces to make new highs, bounces to make new highs. On this occasion, you get a little bit of a bounce, but it's a lower high, and now it really seems to be acceptance below. Then you can also look at the fixed range and see where value is. So you can see here it's consistently like, okay, there's your POC just moving up, your value area is moving up, everything is moving up. You've got price, impulse higher, and then each time value kind of moves up with price and moves up with price. You have a big move across above the top of the range, typical like deviation type of thing. So there's your highs. Okay, yeah, you have a little SFP of that brings you right down to range lows, but then you have a clear deviation here. All right, so people who love that, like the power of 3, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So there's your accumulation, there's your manipulation, and then you're back inside the range, okay, after showing that that's where you want to hold and you want to get continuation higher. So if you're bullish, you want to hold that and you want to go higher. This is what happened like when Bitcoin was at 69k. It poked its head above 69k. This was like a few years ago. Lost it, back test, bang, you're looking for the range lows again. So ICP not looking good. In my opinion, that does not look like a strong asset. So sorry if you think sorry if you think this is looking like a breakout, but I'd be looking back down here at like $8. If it came down to $8, interesting, but this isn't an alt I'm interested in the first place. So yeah, I'll just let that do whatever it wants to do. This is some old like dinosaur thing, the BitBoy shield, so I'm not wanting to buy that anyway. What else is on there? DEAI, bonk, 46 mil AI coin. What is that? DEAI. DEI. Is this just I never know what chart to look at with something like this. We can have a look at some degenerate on-chain craziness if we want. Actually, this is quite nice. Is this the thing? 01 token. Would this be the same? It's not got a decent sex listing. Have I charted this before? What's that? Oh no, this is just a flatlined thing. DeFi Llama. Is this the one? 01. I mean, something like this is a spot play. Fine. Right? You have a real nice run up. You get rid of all the jitters. The exit early. So first wave, second wave, you're coming back down, you're taking out these lows, and you're just sideways. So all of these like people who maybe bought into the hype are out by this stage. It's remaining pretty much stable. I mean, yeah, it's got to be spot because it's on chain. But like, yeah, if you like the project and it's just chilling around here, like technically it's okay. It's okay. So you're holding within that. And obviously with anything like this, your invalidation's 0, basically. Like, it's just the way it is. But as long as you're just chilling around there and it's okay, then it doesn't look too bad. Another thing that you'd want to do, if you wanted to get into this with a bit more confidence, try and wait for just like, okay, it's sideways, and yeah, you can go in here and you can just be averaging in like 50 cents, and however high you want to take it, whether chart's gonna look like this someday, it doesn't really make any difference. But quite often what I would like to see on something like this is like, okay, let's see some strength, and then let's see if it can hold around that POC again, and then you're getting in there, and then you're taking that move up. Yeah, above 70. And you might miss it. That's the risk that you take, because if you do that and you're taking out these highs and then you're coming back down, it might not happen. It might just go, yeah, I'm off, see ya. But more often than not, you'll still get an entry, especially in the conditions that we're in at the moment. This arrow is annoying me because not everything needs an arrow. There we go. BTC bouncing from parallel channel midpoint. Yeah, I guess. Well, yeah, it's the POC. So if you're drawing your channel, I would draw my channel. I draw my channel like this, because that's the start of the range. So, but because otherwise you just keep extending and extending and extending, and it's like, huh. But yeah, that trade doesn't exist anymore because you've already taken the lows. But if you were short from here, that's hit your take profit. So let's see if it holds, and then let's run all of this back. Let's go. Study Bula J Pow. What? Long BTC from 60.3 the other day. Oh, BTC bouncing from parallel channel from May 6th. That was my birthday. Eh? Oh, right, yeah. Wait. No, I don't know. I don't know what you. Now you're saying you're drawing a channel, what, from this low to this high? I don't know, man. I don't know where you're drawing that. Descending parallel channel from May 6th. Again, I'm yeah, the problem, okay, I don't mean like how, I don't get it. I really don't get it. First of all, I don't get how you're drawing it. Sorry, this isn't. I don't mean to be a like that, but I don't get how you're drawing it. And secondly, I don't get how you're trading it. I don't like diagonals. Basically, the problem with diagonals is you can move them, and with anything you can move so that it fits your bias, that sucks, because you can just be like, oh look, this trend line didn't hold, but I'm still bullish, so I'm just going to move it and adjust it, and it's fine. I'm still getting away with it. Whereas a horizontal, you can't move it. It's there. Like, you place a horizontal line there, and I mean, that's your low. Yeah? You can't go, oh shit, no, actually, my low's down here. Or my low's up here. That's your low. As soon as you start doing horizontals, then human error comes into it. And we already make enough mistakes as humans as it is. And the last thing you want to do is start messing up your psychology even more by getting caught in a bias. So diagonals suck. I know I've drawn a diagonal on my chart here, but they suck. Like, I'd never trade based off of it. You could be like Gareth Solway, just pull random trend lines out of your ass. Yeah. I've never seen his TA, but I can imagine how it looks. It's like, yeah. You draw enough trend lines and eventually there's going to be something. You're gonna be somewhere at something. All the time. Do you still use footprints? I do on occasion. The problem that the market has right now, like, order flow used to be great, right? Because when we started using order flow, we had one very dominant exchange for futures traders, and that was Bybit. That was where all of the, like, I know it's retail, but that's how we learn to trade based off of that, was trap traders, and we weren't so much looking at like market maker footprint and order flow. We were looking at retail order flow, and all of retail was on Bybit, like everyone. Now, what you had on FTX was a bunch of just degens and just FTX just market making. Well, yeah, they were degens even though they were a market maker, and you could look into the order flow there and you could read into stuff. And then again, Binance was just market making, but all of the retail trading, really all of the volume from like actual people trading this stuff, humans trading this stuff, was on Bybit, so you could get reliable order flow. Now it's just fragmented across like 10 trillion exchanges, and there's nothing reliable. Like, you're like, oh look, this exchange has got like bullish CVD, and then you go onto another exchange and it's, oh right, no, that's just one exchange. So there is, unfortunately, like just no alpha and no edge with order flow in terms of the footprint chart right now, until we get, like, unless there is going to be a dominant exchange again, which isn't going to happen because like some exchanges can run in some countries and others, and there's just so many now that I don't think we're ever going to be in a situation where it's reliable. The only order flow I would look at would be the CME. All right, I look at the footprint when it comes to the NASDAQ. Yeah, so I don't look at it on here, but I use the footprint on the NASDAQ, and it's good. I follow the delta when I'm trading the NQ. And if the CME BTC pair gets traded enough by institutions, and maybe even into an extent some of the ETFs, maybe GBTC, then that could be useful. But then you'd want to be trading on that particular exchange. So yeah, there is aggregated delta. So I use it for a bias. Like, this is why I use Agra. So if I'm looking on Agra, and we do this, I look at this for a bias. Like, okay, we can see right now this move down is just perps. It's just like a bunch of stops being hit. You can see that clearly. It's just running stops. Spot is holding. It's fine. If you go over onto CoinGlass, this will have been a drop in open interest. Like, you don't need to see order flow to know this stuff. Like, I told you this was stops being run, and you can tell by just the candles itself. You don't need to see the order flow. It's like, it's really obvious this is just running stops. And there you go. So you're running stops. It's perps led, and you can tell that. And the nice thing about that is it's aggregated. Yeah. So with aggregated data, you can get some more information, but I still don't think it's giving an edge, because you didn't need to see this to know that's what it was. Like, yeah, of course it ran stops. So of course you're going to get a drop in open interest, and it, like, a move like we've just seen is quite clearly going to come from perps. So yeah, it's really ridiculous to say, because I think, like, the whole the whole Taurus brand, and when I started streaming a few years ago, I was heavily using this order flow stuff, and I was heavily using CVD. Like, this was when it first started coming out, when Exocharts was brand new, and it was like brand new, shiny, new, exciting stuff, and we were reading into all of this, and we were figuring it all out together. And now everyone that knows me, like, knows that I used to use this, but now I look at the order flow and I'm like, fucking hell, it's just smoke and mirrors. Like, it's just, yeah, like, oh man, I'm getting to, yeah. The only reason I see to, like, it's used to make people look smart now. I don't see an edge. I think it's super mid curve order flow, and maybe I was super mid curve back then. It's good in a bear market as well, because you got to be a bit mid curve in a bear market. But everyone goes into trading, and they're like, so here they've got like trend lines, like patterns, head and shoulders patterns, triangles. You got left curve here, and this is all people that get into stuff. And then here in the mid curve, you've got order flow data, and you're using the footprint, which is fine, because I know there are people that can build a really good edge with this, but I'm not that analytical. Like, I'm not like, yeah, I don't have the patience for that to be looking at this stuff all the time. So there's certainly merit in it, but then I think you go over the other side eventually, and then you just go for and people don't actually use this when they're like super left. You start thinking like, actually, market structure is everything, price action is everything, and to an extent I still love TPO, because it's super simple, and it just, like, yeah, it just makes everything super simple. So I was big on order flow and I was big on TPO a few years ago, but now like that can fuck off, but I still use that. And I guess like focusing more on market structure and price action. Because the thing is, it's the same stuff. So when you have order flow, it will always happen. And when price is doing this to a level, like if it's just an SFP, or it's just like liquidity. So within order flow, you're just looking at liquidity, and you're always going to get a drop in open interest when price is taking a high or a low, because you're going to run stops in one direction or another. And then when you're looking at like imbalances within the order flow, and you're getting stacked imbalances, so you're getting stacked delta, then I mean, I'm not a fan, but it's just a fair value gap, isn't it? Like, it doesn't matter how you read it, but they're going to be in the same point. So you know where your stacked imbalances are by just looking at a candle, because it's obvious. You're not going to get stacked imbalances in balance. Like, if you were to look at order flow, if I was to look at the footprint here and turn stacked imbalances on, they're right there. That's where they are. So you go the other side of the curve. So it's good for theory. Anyway, oh fuck! Why did no one tell me I was on the wrong screen? Shit! I've done it. I did a whole diagram. I made it look all pretty on this screen. Shit. Anyway, you heard what I was saying. Oh, no. All right, anyway. I'm not going to repeat the whole same thing. But essentially, I made like a whole nice diagram, and I've deleted it all now. And I can't like undelete everything. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. I did the whole bell curve. I made it look nice. And I drew all the nice stuff. Control X. I don't know how far. Nah, it's not all going to come back. Control Z undo. But once you've undone it, you can't get it back. Can you? I've never tried. I've never needed to try. Anyway, stacked imbalances are here. You know they're going to be there, and they're going to be the same as a gap. You get the idea. Shit. Why did no one tell me before that I was still on the aggro screen? How's alt USDT.p going? Tempted to long this just because like nah, I don't know. I'd be breaking my rules if I just like aped into a long here. The last thing you want to do if you're taking a long is have your stop loss when there's liquidity that is untapped. That is a bad idea. How are you managing the order trade? Yep, so that one, I'm managing it just by getting away with it right now. Yeah, I mean, like, that's the trade. So yeah, I'm managing it by not managing it, and that's often the best thing to do when the market's like this. Is I have not been alerted that there's any invalidation here, and it hasn't hit a take profit level, so I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting. Do I need to adjust expectations on this for anything? I'd say at this stage this is like similar to Portal. Because I adjusted the TP level. Oh, there's like loads of people. Can anyone hear that in the background? Right, turn off the music. There's a load of people like with roller skates. Going past. Oh, that looks fun. There's like a whole roller disco outside my window. Like hundreds of people on roller skates with like massive boom boxes. Some guy on a bike with a big boom box attached to it with like flashing lights, and they're having like a roller disco that's going past. It looks really fun. Yeah, it's probably too quiet. That looked like fun. I want to go join those guys. Yeah, anyway, the order trade is just, yeah, that's what it is. It has not been invalidated. It has not yet hit any take profits. So we just wait and see. But if it was to take that high, yeah, if it was to take that high at this stage, I'd want to take some profit on that. It looks reasonable here, I guess. John Ploney, finally able to catch you live. What's good? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. If people like these, like I say, this is probably a better time for a lot of people because it's the weekend. Which means, although it's the weekend for me as well, it is probably quite a good time to stream. How many people are watching? Hit the likes, everybody. Also, Jonathan. Yeah, I don't speak to him often, but we do interact on Twitter and things. He's still a good friend, always will be. Let's see if we can get a few more likes. If you haven't hit the like button already, please hit the like button. Oh, that's just hitting a lot. Pyth. That's an old trade. This is interesting. Because we'll see how this goes. I kind of wanted to see these lows taken, and then if this gets a bounce, I would be interested in ETH, whatever. Watch me print. Is the Discord closed? Yes, the public Discord is closed. Just too many scammers, so we've completely shut off all invite links. There will be a new way to join the free Discord, but we're working on something else. So the crew's obviously still open, but the free part of the Discord, it wasn't being used for a start, and it was just about like, it's too many scammers. Like, there's just thousands of people in there, and people were just getting DMs from people pretending to be me like every day, and it was just hard to moderate. So we just decided to not bother moderating it and just stop anyone joining. Just for the time being. It just got too much. No, not. I mean, potentially, I did hold some spot on this. I might still have a little bag somewhere. I'd have to check. I think maybe on KuCoin or something, I've still got a little bag from when it first started, but I think this would be more of a trade. Not sure fundamentally if this is something I like. I can't remember what Pyth is. I know tired. I'm gonna have to wrap this up in a minute. Do you trade on KuCoin futures? No. The only futures I trade on are Woo and Blowfin. Why is CoinGecko not loading? Let me go coin market cap. Pyth. There's some weirdness going on my computer. A client-side exception has occurred. Is Coin Market Cap and CoinGecko down for anybody else? Why would they both be down? That's strange. I don't know. CoinGecko's fine. Maybe I'm just being hacked. Yeah. What other trades do we have on at the moment? There's JITO, JTO. Hit TP1. Tau looks interesting. Tau's been getting a big dumpy. I really want to see it come down here. This is a real nice, like, because this is an AI play. I'm very keen on this if it comes down here. Below $300. And that would be a spot bag. Can you check Doge? Yeah, Doge. Doge I'm okay with at the moment. So Doge, if like it's holding its value area low. It was. It was holding value area low. RIP stream. Yeah, what's going on with my internet? Is it... I'm gonna have to wrap this up in a minute, but I think it's... there's some weirdness going on here on my stream. Oh my god, I know why this is being weird. Fuck's sake. I'm GPU mining in the background. So it's using too much GPU and it's causing lag. I forgot I was doing that. I'm farming my GMRX tokens. I just run it over the weekend. Bit of extra free money. Burn my GPU out, and it was still going on whilst it's obviously trying to stream. So sorry if there has been some lag. That's completely my fault because I was using my GPU. So I probably earned about like 3 pennies, about 3 cents. Yeah, Doge basically, it's like, okay, it had this big, so like big 4-hour gap, and every time it visits this, it's just like an impulse through. So it's like fast move down, fast move up, spike into it, fast move down, fast move up. Now finally starting to form some kind of maybe a little bit of a base here. So that's why I've got this area marked, is because like every time it's been into it previously, it's just been like quick, just like bang, 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 bang. And now if it can chill out around here, around like 14 cents, then cool. It's like, okay, like we've been trying to test this level and to hold around here, and it keeps like shooting through it and whatever. So yeah, Doge is okay. I'm not too worried about Doge. You showed some strength here after it took out the lows. Had a decent bounce, coming back in just to fill in all of this, so it's okay. Again, it's not something I would think is like a great trade right now. But buying some spot around here could be good. Maybe if you're looking at low leverage spot trade or no leverage, then you could be using these lows now as invalidation because it has taken them. So that low now looks okay. Like, yeah, okay, you're not changing this market structure yet. It's just swept highs and it's coming back down, but it's okay. It's reasonable. I still have my bag. I still have a long position, but it's not like not using any massive leverage or anything. Trying to pass my funded account and there's not much to trade there. No. There's not much to trade right now in general, and then when you're looking at like funded accounts, you're quite limited. And if you have the issue that I have, which is like for day trading not being as good at short positions, then that can be problematic because nothing's really presenting many good opportunities for longs. Not longs that you could realistically trade on like a funded account either, because you got to use a bit of size on that. So everything's like swing trades that you got to just be super patient on right now. or just like little in and out kind of scalps, or see what tokens have momentum on that particular day. And then if there's something that looks good on that day, then you can jump into some stuff. Like there's the odd. Oh my god, I definitely need to wrap this up. I am getting tired. I keep yawning. But yeah, there's opportunities out there. But what I would do if I'm looking to day trade is just, see which tokens that you're able to trade have good momentum with them right now. Like TRB could be an interesting one to trade at the moment because it's recently had a very big move. You've got a lot of volatility there that can be played with. So, like something like this on TRB where you've just swept a local low, and you've got the volatility there. Could be something you could be targeting along, but again, you probably not got that on any prop. But you got like little setups like this here and there. TRB would surely be coming into like a real nice swing short area soon. Where would that be? Ugh, what an ugly chart. Yeah, you could there's definitely some potential for shorts on TRB if it goes a bit higher. How do you explain the pump near 630 on TRB? Really strange, no? Yeah, really strange. TRB, right, is one of my biggest fumbles of this entire cycle. So I had a long on TRB, right? I had a long from here. So as these lows were taken, and I'm sure many people remember this, but I had a long that looked like this. And we were talking about it on the stream, and it was essentially like, okay, look, we've swept these lows, we want it to hold above that order block, and we want to come back and we want to correct all of this like dumpy move down. And it like had this move up, and this is the thing, this is like with a lot of trades at the moment, there's a bunch of trades out there, like half decent long positions with stuff maybe reaccumulating at the moment, but you're holding it a bit of a drawdown because of what's happened over the last week, and it's just all looking a bit sketchy. But I closed this trade. I just got fed up with it. It took the lows again here, and then it took the lows again, and I was just like, oh my god, fuck this, I cannot be bothered with it, I'm closing the trade. And then what did it do? It did that. I was just like, oh yeah, great, thanks TRB, real helpful. And that was annoying. Who was that just subscribed? Thank you for whoever that was that just subscribed. So yeah, TRB is not that's in my naughty books. I do not know what happened with that pump. Piece of shit coin, but I mean, there's an opportunity for a long here, so Bro, I got the same long bias you was talking about. I've completely gotten rid of that by using inverted chart and normal on every trade I take. I got to see as many perspectives as possible. Yeah, I mean, you can do that, but like, I mean, the thing is, I do take short positions. I'm okay at them. I just close them quickly, which is fine. And when it comes to day trading anyway, like, when it comes to crypto, a lot of what I do is spot trades and just spot and chill. And then if I'm day trading, then I tend to focus more on the NASDAQ for that now anyway. So, and I don't have the same issue with shorting on the NASDAQ. It's like it's a bit of an altcoin thing. Like, I'm okay on it with Bitcoin. My win rate on shorts isn't as good on Bitcoin as longs. But my win rate on shorts and altcoins is not very good. So I've just cut them out of my trading basically. Instead of trying to find a workaround and trying to like do that, like, I know I have edge elsewhere that I can use. So there's one way to do it. Okay, if inverted charts work for you, and that's a way that you can, like, if you're just purely trading crypto and inverted charts works and it helps to give you an edge, then great, like really, really great. But I found it like, I found it elsewhere. I found that edge elsewhere, and that's by just trading different assets where I don't have that problem. So different ways to do it. But yeah, that's a good way to just change perspective, is just flip the chart, invert it, and then you can be like, oh cool, I'd long this. And then you just hit red button instead of green button and you're all good. So yeah, it makes sense. But then there's still the psychological aspect of it, I guess, because you can't invert your chart when you're looking at it on like an exchange. So I don't know. Can I have a look at Velo? Yes. I'll have a look at Velo, and then if anyone else has any more things that they want me to look at, quickly ask, and then I'm gonna call it a night there. I sold most of my Velo. I had a spot bag and I sold it, and that has gone higher since. Velo I don't know about. I know it's kind of bullish, and it's got all of this, like, fundamentally people are excited about it. But I don't see it coming back up here, that's for sure. So the thing with Velo, people are excited about it because it's going to start being used for payments in Asia, right? That's why people are looking at it, because there's like 7-Elevens or whatever are going to start using it for payments. And if that's the utility of a token, that doesn't mean it's going to pump, because if you're using it for payments, you kind of want it cheap, right? So then it's accessible. So I don't see that as being something that's like, oh, super bullish. It's had a move based off of hype, but I would imagine it stays cheap as a token, if that's the point of it, long term. Because essentially, like, even if it's used for payments, what are the shops going to do? They're going to convert it immediately into USDT. So as soon as it starts being used, it's going to have just consistent sell pressure, and people may have a bag of it to buy their groceries or whatever, but they're not, are they? People aren't actually going to use it. Yeah, okay, it can be used for payments, but they're not. Like, maybe the technology behind it can be, and maybe it's got a stable coin attached to it, or maybe you can use the Velo app or something. But come on, you're not going to pay for groceries with a token that's volatile. And even if you were, the shop would just sell it straight afterwards into fiat. So I don't get payment tokens. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm going to call it there. Gonna call it a day. Nice to have seen a little bit of price action as we've been live. So yeah, I will be back tomorrow. I will do my usual videos and everything, and there'll be more streams and stuff like that. But until then, have a great evening, everybody, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.